You know, as I learn more and more about business, I'm starting to realize that there's business owners that work in their business and there's business owners that work on their business. My question for you is, what type of business owner are you? What's up there, guys? This is here once again, Do-It-Yourself Junk Removal SEO, where I help junk removal business owners, small business owners understand the internet, SEO, and getting their business found online. And on this video, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to talk about business in general. Not to say that I'm like the world's best business person or anything like that. I myself am learning as I'm going along, just probably like you guys are in the junk removal business, are probably learning as you're going along this whole process of building your own business, doing your own thing. One of the things that I'm starting to learn and starting to discover is that to be in business, you have to work on your business, not work in it. So let me explain this. I used to drive a concrete truck. I drove a concrete truck for 7 years. I also drove commercially for Lowe's to deliver to a lot of contracts, to deliver lumber, block. So I work with a lot of landscapers, deck builders. When I was in concrete, I obviously worked with guys that did masonry, concrete work, and all that stuff. And I distinctly remember now that I'm understanding business, the two different types of business owners that there were. I remember in being in concrete, and I'd work with guys that were in the concrete business for 10, 15, 20 years. But a lot of those guys were still in there doing the work. They were still they're in the trenches. They're out there laying the rebar, laying the sand, screeding the concrete, finishing it, all that stuff. They were doing that stuff themselves. And I distinctly remember other concrete contractors that were completely different. They never got their hands dirty. They never got into the field. They didn't do anything. They just managed their business. There were two completely different types of contractors. And what I've noticed, the more successful ones, the ones that did a lot better, were the ones that didn't get their hands dirty. Not to say that they didn't at one point or another, but they understood more of the principle of business. To be in business, you have to trust other people, not just yourself. And you see, that's one of the big problems when you're a business owner, when you come from a background of being an employee, especially when you were a kick-ass employee. Let's say you worked for a junk removal company and you're just a total kick-ass guy that just did everything. Or let's say you were worked in concrete, worked with a concrete contractor, and you were the best employee that they had. What happens to some of these people is they're very, very good at what they do, at their craft, whether it's junk removal, concrete, whatever it may be. The business doesn't matter, but the industry doesn't matter, even plumbing or something like that. They're so good at what they do, and they look and go, you know what, I can do this for myself. I kick ass at what I do. Why don't I just do it for myself? So they do. They go over and they start their own business and they kick ass at it. But the problem is that they work in the business, and that leads them to not be able to grow. Because what ends up happening is you start getting the mentality, and I'm guilty of this myself when I'm building these site students SEO, because now I'm looking into getting help to help me with all this stuff as well, is you don't feel like somebody else is going to do the same level of work that you do, so you tend to do it yourself. And what I noticed that the businesses that really grow are the ones that have faith in other people, or they built systems, something to get people to get in there, take over all the positions that they do, and that way they can expand and go out there and get more jobs, get more work, build up their equipment, build up their area where they're going to be expanding to, and then eventually grow the business. So they're growing the business, not working in the business. So that's a very difficult thing to get into the mindset of things. So for this reason, I like to read books. I like to study more business. I've taken courses. I do a bunch of stuff to learn more about business in general, not just working in the business. So even if you're like a website designer like myself, there's only a certain level where you can get to in building these sites. You have to be able to create a system where I can teach somebody how to build the websites that I built, how to write the content that I write, something like, so that I can hire somebody else to do that in order for I can go out there and start building more websites. The same thing with the junk removal or a concrete. It doesn't matter the industry. So if you're a junk removal business owner and you have a truck and a trailer and you're doing the work yourself, maybe you have a partner and you keep doing it, you can only go so far, where eventually you need another truck, but you need to hire somebody to do your position and take over that position and make sure you have the profits in order to be able to pay him cover his workman's comp and all that stuff, so that you can continue to work on the business, work on the marketing, work on the SEO, work on the Google ads, work on the equipment, that sort of thing. Because there's no other way to expand your business unless you have faith in other people to run your business. And this is why some people study things like McDonald's. This is another thing I study too, is McDonald's, the franchise of McDonald's. 1-800-GOT-JUNK had that same mindset of having faith in people and filling those positions that you used to run, and eventually even take over, like the books of your system, your managing of the ads, the selling of your services. All of that stuff combined is something that we need to really think about as business owners, in order to get our business to really grow and expand and grow even further and further than it really is right now. So just wanted to share that today, because like I said, I'm not some business wizard or anything like that. And for myself, I kind of started late to the party. I'm in my mid-40s. Wish I would have learned more of this stuff when I was a younger guy, instead of just driving the concrete truck. But hey, I had to pay my bills with something, right? So that's all I wanted to share with you guys. It's the two mindsets of business: working in the business or working on the business. And I think as I move forward myself and you guys move forward, I really think we should start focusing on working on our business. So that's all I want to share with you guys. If you want more information of some of the things I offer, the services I do, my SEO course that I have, just look at the bottom of the video. I got links in the description below, and that's all I got for you guys today. Till next time.